I'd like to call to order the Planning and Zoning Commission meeting of July 14th, 2020 at 7:04. This is a web-based meeting hosted by Zoom. First on our agenda is a public hearing, and I'll read the legal notice. The Bethel Planning and Zoning Commission will hold a public hearing on the following applications on July 14th, 2020 at 7 p.m. using the virtual platform Zoom to hear the following applications. John and Natalie Bazzano for a special permit to conduct a dog grooming business at 10 Stony Hill Road. This property can be found in the tax assessor's office as map 59, block 107, lot 04. Next is the Gathering Christian Church for a special permit for a religious institution at 6 Stony Hill Road. This property can be found in the tax assessor's office as map 59, block 107, and lot 3. And the public had the ability to send in public comments via regular mail to the land use at bethelct.gov. And comments had to have been received by 3:30 yesterday, July 13th, in order to be included.
And we have received no public comments for these two.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right, so first on our public hearing, Mr. Bazzano.
Wait a minute, what about
special permit, 10 Stony Hill?
What about Beth's report?
It's in the Google Drive.
Yeah, it's in the Google Drive.
Okay, so you don't want to read. Okay, fine.
Do you want us to read these, Beth? I have them.
I don't know if the applicants got them, so if you, Mr. Bazzano, did you go into the agenda and see your file in there?
I did, yes.
So you're aware of my report?
Yeah. Yes.
Okay.
Okay, then I think we can waive that, Pat.
All right, fine. All right. Then moving on, Mr. Bazzano, do you want to talk about your application?
Yes, I do apologize. My wife was supposed to make it. She's stuck with work, so I'm doing this one alone. So we're looking to apply for a dog grooming business at 10 Stony Hill. It's going to be primarily one dog at a time, cage-free, and that's basically the business model that we're going to be using. So at any given time within an hour, we should only have one dog at location at a given time.
All right. Beth, do you have anything before we move to the public for any comments?
I think my report basically speaks for itself.
Okay,
I think in the future, we should try not to do this as a special permit to make it an administrative action.
Okay.
But we'll do that.
Mr. Bazzano, where are you located at 10 Stony Hill? Are you behind?
Yes.
Okay.
Off of Gorella Road, technically next to Nick's Deli.
Oh, okay. Thank you.
Unit 1B, I believe.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, where it is.
All right. As this is a public hearing, we'll move out to the public for any comments. Please use the hand raising ability on Zoom, and they will open you up to ask your question.
Or press *9 on your keypad.
Thanks, David.
You're muted, Beth.
Does Rob want to ask a question or no?
Excuse me, I'm on with Kenny. He's having trouble getting in, so I'm going to try to get him back into the meeting.
Okay, thank you. David, are you seeing anybody wanting to ask a question?
It appears that no one has any questions that they need to ask at this time.
All right, thank you. Then we'll move out to commission members. I have no questions on this application. Kitty, do you have any questions?
No, but I think Beth's memo says it all. I think we really should look at this afterwards. But the application itself looks pretty straightforward, and I think it's going to be a good one.
Thank you. Penny.
My only question is, why would this involve a special permit?
That's what we were just talking about.
Right, no, I
I
understand.
was wondering the same thing. I wasn't sure. It was very unclear.
Right, no, I understand that's part of the discussion later, but.
And so was I.
Can someone clarify?
I do not know. I tried to do some history on the regulation itself, and I couldn't come to any conclusion where they decided dog grooming had to be a special permit.
Yeah.
Before my time, 20 years ago.
Okay, thank you. That's it.
Thank you, Penny. Bob Legnard?
I think, the special permit was more aimed at someone who was trying to operate a kennel or something than just a dog grooming, which is minimal dogs in there at any one time. So what was in that storefront before you're going in?
I believe it was Cloud Vape was one of those vape stores.
Okay,
Right.
so this is a better use.
Yes. I believe so.
Much better.
That's all.
Anything else, Bob?
No, that's it.
Rob Stoll?
My question is, I know Mr. Bassano said that they're only going to have one dog at a time. I know from scheduling my own dogs getting groomed, that seems like every once in a while there's some overlap. Is there any provision for an extra dog, or will the customers or clients be required to just wait in the parking lot?
We will have a back area that's kind of cordoned off from the rest of the area, but we haven't worked out the logistics of whether they would wait in the parking lot. But there is an area toward the rear of the building that we will utilize with a separate door as well.
Okay, thank you.
Linda?
No questions.
Thank you. And as we can see by Beth's memorandum, this application doesn't need to be referred to any other departments for review.
Right.
And there are no proposed changes to the interior at this time. So if we're all in agreement, do we agree we can close this
Check
hearing?
your email, the link should be there.
Are we all in agreement?
I just have a quick question.
Yes, Penny?
Do the regulations require that there be some kind of disposal, I'll put this nicely, some waste disposal outside the grooming location? Having a dog, I know that
Yeah.
she kind of waits for that. So I'm just wondering if that's part of this, if that is part of the permit application.
Mr.
I wasn't
Bassano, do you want to answer
made
that?
aware of that. No, that's why I wasn't quite sure what the special permit was. But yes, that is something we definitely took into consideration, as well, of course, waste of the hair and so on and so forth. So that would be with the garbage pickup. And I don't know, maybe you guys can tell me, would that require a special permit of some sort? I don't know.
Do you have a dumpster?
Yeah.
That's a question for Beth. There's going to be a permanent dumpster.
Do you know how to,
Beth, we have a question for you.
hold on a minute. Yes,
It looks like it's going to require a dumpster for dog waste. Does that require a special permit for the dumpster, or is that just part of the business, doing business?
no, that's just part of the business.
Okay, perfect, thank you.
Thank you, I'm good.
All right, so again, I'll ask, are we all in agreement that we can close this hearing?
I believe Bob has his hand raised, Pat.
Oh, sorry, I can't tell, all I see is a phone. Bob?
What kind of licensing will you have? Will you have to get for this? I think would
Oh, right.
Well, the groomer itself that we're hiring, now that my wife or I will be doing the grooming, we'll be doing the business. The groomer holds a business, a license with the state of Connecticut, I believe. Yeah.
I think that would cover waste and everything else, I'm sure.
Probably.
Here comes Ken.
We've got him in.
Here.
Thank you. All right, I don't know that Ken heard any part of this particular hearing, so I don't expect he's going to have any questions. So I'll ask again, are we all in agreement that we can close this public hearing? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Abstention? I'm sorry, Rob, did you?
He said aye.
I
Okay,
said
thank
aye.
you. All right, this hearing is closed. Next on our public hearing agenda is the Gathering Christian Church, special permit, 6 Stony Hill Road. Again, there was a memorandum from Beth. And Beth, do you want me to read this in, or the fact it's in the file, people can access it in the file?
It's accessible through the file. I believe Pastor and Angela have received the memo.
Yes.
Okay. All right, good. Then we'll move to the applicant if you would like to discuss your application with the commission.
Yeah.
Is Pastor or Angela going to do this?
Pastor, oh, he was there. Oh, he's there.
I'm trying to unmute him.
Oh,
I think he's muted himself.
He must
Oh.
have.
Hello.
Okay,
There we go.
there we go.
There you go.
Good evening. How's everyone doing?
Thank you very well.
Well, sir.
Good, good, good. Yeah, we're requesting a permit to facilitate worship services on Sundays at 6 Hill. And would also like to, in light of the COVID crisis, be able to facilitate an outdoor service in the parking lot there.
Okay, I want to ask commission members, has everybody had an opportunity to pull Beth's memorandum so you can read the background on this?
mhm.
Okay,
I
good.
have.
All right. All right, as this is a public hearing, we will move out to the public, and please let us know if you have a question regarding this application. David, are you seeing anyone?
I am not, and I'll just send out a friendly reminder for those in the audience, the way to raise your hand to let us know you have comment you wish to offer on the toolbar that appears by bringing your cursor to the bottom of the Zoom screen. Click on participants. The tab that opens up with the list of names, click next to yours. There should be an option for you to raise your hand, or if you are using a telephone, press *9.
All right, I guess we're not seeing any, so I'll move out to commission members. I have no questions on this application. Kitty?
No, it seems pretty self-explanatory. I mean, I assume after, hopefully, after the COVID is over, you will have your services indoors because you have almost 4,000 square feet. It looks like a nice area you'll probably be having. So what will you do, for instance, what will you do during inclement weather?
During inclement weather,
On Sundays, yeah.
well, the church is not like most churches. We're not having in-person gatherings, and so we just kind of use it for small group gatherings. But
Okay.
essentially, it'll be operating like a production studio.
But you will adhere to social, gathering and stuff like that.
Yeah, absolutely. Typically, if inclement weather, we're talking 5 to 6 people, 10, 15 at the max. Again, honoring the social distancing and all of the guidelines that are in place by the state.
Perfect. That's all I have. Thank you.
Thank you, Kitty. Penny?
Can someone just remind me what is there now? Because when I look it up on Google, I get 2 different view areas.
Where it is, where it's located now is above the former Rizzuto's restaurant on the 2nd floor
Okay,
in Route 6, where I think there's a urgent doc care
right.
place there also.
Yeah.
It's really 2 suites upstairs in that location.
All right, terrific. Okay, thank you.
Ken?
I have no comments.
Bob Legnard?
I'm good.
Thank you. Rob Stoll?
I'm just a little concerned about outdoor services with the existence of the urgent care facility and whatever other businesses happen to be there. I think there's a liquor store, and was not there somebody, Beth, going into where Rizzuto's?
There is. It's a great place that's going in there now. Jason from Rice and Beans will be opening up a restaurant there shortly. As far as the outdoor services, as far as I understand,
It'll be down below.
occur on Sunday. They would be located, I think in my memorandum, I said in the lower parking area, not in the front.
Mhm.
Yeah, so it's not anywhere near the businesses, really.
Yes.
They do have a shared parking agreement with the Scalzos, who are the landlords on the property. And I'm sure that if there are any issues in an outdoor service, that they'll be handled by the landlord.
Okay. No, actually, I forgot about that lower parking
Yeah, there's a
area.
lower level.
Mhm.
And Scalzo, you own all 3 properties,
Right.
from 2 up to 6 or 10 or whatever it is, 6.
Okay,
Anything
thank
else,
you.
Rob?
No, ma'am.
Thank you. Linda?
No questions.
All right. If I may, Beth, I'm just going to read one attachment that came out with your memorandum, which was from Paul Scalzo and Peter Scalzo, that Route 6 Holding is giving the Gathering Church permission to be the applicant in the process of zoning. The Gathering Church is allowed to be in the building, just in case no one had an opportunity to pull the documents. All right, if there are no other questions, may I say, can we close this public hearing?
Yes, ma'am.
Aye.
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 All those in favor? Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. This hearing is closed.
Good. Thank you.
Nice.
For the participants or the applicants that are here this evening, you're welcome to hang around and listen to the rest of the meeting, or you can call our office tomorrow morning. We probably will have some resolve to let you know one way or the other.
Great. Thank you very much.
Okay, have a good evening.
Have a
If
good
you
one.
choose to stay.
Thank you. Next on our agenda is our business meeting, and I'm going to seat Linda for Steve Duchel, and I'm going to seat Rob Stoll for Rich Tibbetts. We have 2 sets of meetings to approve. One is for June 23rd. If I may have a motion, please.
Motion to approve the minutes of June 23rd and June 30th.
Second.
Okay, we'll do both at once.
Yeah, why not?
Okay. All in favor? Aye.
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 Any discussion? All right, hearing none. This meeting minutes are approved. Thank you.
Yeah.
Moving on,
Work session.
new business, Beth. Do you want to talk about
Yeah, that's right.
Codfish and DeMarco?
Codfish DeMarco is located on 29 Benedict Road. It's one of the last larger parcels of property in the Chimney Heights area. It butts Colonial Drive at the end of Colonial. I have the right road, right?
Yes.
Bob? Colonial Drive.
Oh,
Yeah. So it abuts Colonial Drive. They've done a lot of different configurations on a subdivision, including 7 lots with a road. Rob, we're picking up some static in the background.
Yeah.
Thank you. So anyways, it's turned out to be a 4-lot subdivision. We did say special permit, but there was variances given for the rear lots. There is interest in this property. When they did go for the variances, there was some public interest. My suggestion would be to schedule a public hearing. I think that we should discuss when you want to do this. You do have a heavy calendar right now. You hopefully will continue to be able to just have one meeting in August. I think it would be well worth being able to take the break and go to September.
What's our first meeting in September, Beth?
Your first meeting in September would be September 8th.
Okay.
Now, is this going to be marked off so we can take a look at it? The property?
What would you like?
Well, I'm just trying to figure out where the entrance is going to be. And because I know you can get to it from Colonial and you can get to it from Benedict. The rear lots are 2 in the front and 2 in the back. Is that what it is?
Okay, so what I'll do is I'll send you a copy of the drawing kit
Oh, good. Okay.
and take a look at it and see what you want cleared out. I would imagine there's a lot of brush and stuff in
There is, I know.
front of it that is on Benedict Road.
Yeah.
As far as I recall, all of the driveways will be coming in off of Benedict Road.
that's true.
Okay.
Okay?
I just wanted to see the lay of the land.
Okay.
So
Well,
the map should tell me that.
take a look at the maps, then give me a call.
Okay.
And if you're scheduling the public hearing for September, we've got plenty of time to get you out there.
No problem.
Good.
Thank
All
you.
right, if I may have a motion, please?
Okay, we'll make a motion to set up a public hearing for Codfish Hill and DeMarco LLC, 4-lot subdivision and special permit for real lots, 29 Benedict Road, parcel B4, and for the maps to be sent out to all the appropriate parties in town. And we set this for September 8th.
Thank you, Kitty.
Second.
I'm sorry, who seconded? Thank you, Penny. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Abstentions? This motion is approved.
Okay,
Next, we move to our work sessions.
Pat, before we continue,
Yes,
I have a technical question to ask David. David, there's 2 postings here for Rob Stoll.
Yes.
What is-
So
I'm still trying to get in on my computer. I'm still
Oh,
on the phone as well.
Okay,
okay.
because the static is coming from his phone.
it is. So I'm trying to tend to when he needs to speak to unmute him and keep him muted otherwise so the static doesn't come through.
Okay, because I was listening to a recording recently and was in a similar situation. And if we're ever in a position of having to do transcripts of a meeting, it's very, very distracting.
Understood.
Okay, thank you.
Okay.
Okay, moving on to our work session. First is Piera, 2-lot subdivision, 137 Walnut Hill Road. And we did ask Beth to prepare a document for us. And Bob, did you happen to pull these documents down?
No, I didn't.
Okay,
I read them all, but I didn't make copies.
okay. Is there a commission member that pulled the documents
I have
down that we
them,
could read
Pat.
it into the record?
I have them, Pat. Kids,
Okay.
Kitty. Okay, you want me to read this?
Yes, please.
Okay, excuse me. Was resolved to approve an application for 2-lot re-subdivision of land of a 3.553 acre parcel located at 137 Walnut Hill Road in the R40 zone, as shown on the map entitled Re-subdivision Map, showing Lot 2, File 23, Map 85, BLR, 137 Walnut Hill Road, Bethel, Connecticut, prepared for Anthony J. Pereira, dated November 12, 2019, last revised March 11, 2020, by New England Land Surveying, Matthew E. Reynolds, LS, 13286, with the following stipulations. Now, do you want me to read the stipulations?
I would just read, no, actually, no, just
Okay, numbers 1
through
through
6.
Reason, the commission stated upon its record that development of the proposed subdivision and its improvements will not exert a detrimental effect on the neighboring properties or the surrounding district. The plans are in substantial conformance with the subdivision and zoning regulations of the town of Bethel.
Thank you,
Second,
Kitty. If I may have a second on this?
second.
Thank you, Bob. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries.
Mhm.
Next is Verity Properties LLC, map amendment site plan, 80 South Street.
Amendment. That's the first one. Okay.
Map amendment is first.
Okay, motion to approve an application for a zoning map amendment to change the zoning designation of a property located at 80 South Street, Assessor Map 22, Block 20, Lot 01, from RMO zone to the VC zone with the TOD overlay zone as depicted on a Class A2 survey entitled Proposed Zone Map Change, prepared for Verity Properties LLC, depicting property situated at 80 South Street, Bethel, Connecticut, prepared by Sidney A. Rapp, Land Surveying, P.C. Zachary S. Rapp, L.S., Connecticut, license number 70420, February 20th, 2020. Reason, the zone change is consistent with the comprehensive plan for the town of Bethel. Bethel's zoning map has historically defined zoning districts by the historic use of the land in a given area. The parcels in question have historically contained residential uses, while subject parcels are adjacent to industrial uses to the east. Those uses are clearly separated from the subject parcels by railroad tracks. Once on the west side of the tracks, it is clear that the subject parcel is integrated into more compatible with existing downtown residential neighborhood. 2, the zone change is consistent with the 2020 Plan of Conservation and Development of the Town of Bethel. The proposed map amendment is consistent with, once again, with the 2020 Plan of Conservation and Development. Under Section 9 implementation, the commission is meeting the recommended strategies, continuing to require a 20% set aside of affordable or incentive housing units for all multifamily residential projects within the TOD overlay zone. Adopted July, July 14th.
Second.
And effective date, August 1st, 2020.
Oh, that's right, sorry.
Thank you, Penny. Any discussion on this? Hearing none, all in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Then we have the site plan.
Okay. At the June 23rd, 2020 meeting of the Planning and Zoning Commission, approved a site plan for 80 South Street entitled Verde Properties LLC, 80 South Street, Bethel, Connecticut. Proposed site development plan dated 3/17/20, last revised 6/22/20, prepared by DeVesta Civil Engineering Associates, Inc., and architectural drawings entitled Station Place, dated May 26, 2020, last revised 6/23/2020, showing 10 units with the following stipulations. Numbers 1 through 5, reasons the proposed site plan and building is in substantial compliance with the TOD master plan and the TOD regulations of the Town of Bethel.
Second.
Was that you, Penny? Thank you. Any discussion? Hearing none. All those in favor? Aye.
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 Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. And next is All Regional Recyclers of Wood LLC, Site Plan Special Permit, 104 Worcester Street.
Pat, before you begin your discussion tonight, what I did was try to do, this is basically just bullet points for what I consider major bullet points for discussion. And if you come to another, if you want to add to this, discuss it more, pick up where I might have missed a few of the major points, please let me know.
Okay, thanks, Beth.
Okay. The only thing I wondered, if I may, do we have a firm commitment that all containers are going to be inside?
Well,
All the containers that were shown on the map.
we're not asking, at this point, you're not asking for a commitment. It was an
Well, we
interpretation.
talked about that at the last meeting. So it's all written in then? I didn't see it written in that all containers would be inside. Or would it have to be? Is it?
Beth, isn't it because it's a secondary use, it's understood the containers will be inside the building?
That's why I'm asking.
I wonder if it says here, all activities associated with the accessory use are to take place within the proposed
Yeah, right.
building.
I saw that. No.
Does that cover what we're talking about?
Activities and containers, are they the same thing? That's why I'm asking.
No.
It was my understanding that the comments that their legal attorney provided was that all of those activities would be under that new building.
Okay, I'm just asking.
So Beth, is that a bullet point we should put in here so it's very clear?
It's up to you guys. If you're asking me to
Okay.
put that in there.
All right, Kitty, read through this and then we can add anything at the end that we think needs to go in this.
Okay.
Well,
Go ahead. Beth, you have something?
no, I mean, focus on your one point that we were just discussing, which is all activities associated with the accessory use are to take place within the proposed building. What I'm listening to and hearing from is that you do not feel that's sufficient enough verbiage. And you want,
I was looking for the word containers. Because you can have an activity in the building and yet the containers can be outside. You know, like for instance, they fill it and then the containers goes outside.
Okay, so you're saying you want all the containers within the building?
Correct.
That's what we said, yes.
Can we add, all activities and containment material shall be maintained in the building?
Within the building, within the structures, yeah.
Within the proposed building, right.
That was containment. Say
I
that
said
again.
containment structures, just, I thought it sounded fine or fancy.
Okay, got it.
Dumpsters, stuff.
Yes.
All right, I got it.
Okay,
Okay.
go ahead,
Right.
Kitty.
Okay, a special permit and site plan to construct an 8,000 square foot building as an accessory use under section blank of the,
Wait a minute. Excuse me, Pat, this isn't ready for final approval.
no,
Correct.
we're
No,
discussing.
Oh, okay, I'm
We're just
sorry.
reading it for discussion purposes.
Okay, thank you, I'm
You're
sorry.
welcome.
No, yeah, I didn't think so either. The Town of Bethel zoning regulations to process construction and demolition debris as shown on a drawing as general permit plan prepared for all regional recyclers of wood LLC dated 9/21/2018. Last revised 5/01/2020, prepared by Anchor Engineering Services, Inc., Mark L. Kemet, PE, license 21694, with the following conditions. The existing fire hydrant shall be sufficiently protected from interference of all business activities occurring on the site by bollards or other compatible structures with the approval of the fire marshal. At the request of the fire marshal, the proposed building will be sprinkled. The inspection and confirmation of the existing detention system shall occur prior to the issuance of any permits. The town shall also be notified prior to any inspection or maintenance of the detention facility. A written inspection report shall be submitted to the department for the record file. Health Department comments of January 10th, 2020 shall be adhered to and incorporated into the business plan. The property owner shall be responsible to ensure that proper signage is developed and placed at the entrance to the site, stating that there are no left turns allowed for vehicles over 50 foot in length. Quarterly reports submitted to the Department of Environmental Protection stating tonnage processed for both uses on the property will be submitted to the Town of Bethel simultaneously. All activities associated with the accessory use are to take place within the proposed building. Hours of operation shall be 7 a.m. to 4 p.m., Monday through Friday, Saturday, 7 a.m. to 12 noon, no holidays. Signage to be reviewed and posted after consultation with town staff to clearly state left turn only for vehicles exceeding 50 feet. It will be the property owner's responsibility to enforce this policy. After a 12-month period, a report shall be submitted to the Planning and Zoning Commission on the traffic patterns that have occurred on the site. At that time, the commission may consider other configurations of the existing driveway to ensure that the left-hand turns are being adhered to.
Thank you, Kitty.
Yeah.
All right, as this is a discussion document, based on what you've heard, is there other information that you feel should be added to this?
I can't think of anything.
It sounds pretty good.
It does. Have you read that appendix for this, for the DEEP? When I read that, when I went through that, the reports that has to be submitted to, and Beth is getting a copy, shows in great detail everything that will be coming in to this facility, and in detail how much and when. So Beth will have a really good grip on what's going on, and if the traffic is more than that we thought it was going to be, then it can be handled at that time. I thought that was a very good entrance here on this report.
Thank you, Kitty. Penny, any comments you wish to add?
Yeah, I have a question. I want to go back to the DEP reporting. When we had one of our first original meetings, I think it was sometime in the 20th century. It sure feels like it. It had been noted that the owner had a number of reports on the record of his business. Is there a way is it our responsibility to stay up to date on anything like that? That's number one. Number two, the property owner shall be responsible for proper signage. Okay. At the entrance, there are no left turns allowed for vehicles over 50 feet in length. That means left turns going into the property.
Oh, going,
Oh,
Is that what that means?
I thought that meant going out.
oh.
He's going out.
Going out, I thought.
Well, but why would there not be left turns? I thought the point was that we don't want right turns going out of the property for that.
Yeah, hold on. I'm sorry, I'm making a visual here. Yeah, you're right. We don't want a right-hand turn. We don't want trucks going right-hand down to, you're right, down Worcester. That's right.
Yeah.
Thank you.
You're absolutely correct, Penny.
I think that might need
Very
to be
good,
changed.
very good, thank you.
That was
Um,
left, right at 5
yeah,
o'clock
it's
on Sunday
like-
afternoon, hitting me.
It's like playing Tetris here. The other thing is it will be the property owner's responsibility to enforce the policy of left turn only for vehicles. I'll be blunt. We have seen how well property owners adhere to those kinds of right turn, left turn only signs. And I'm thinking of specifically a large structure on Greenwood Avenue, all the way up near Chestnut. Is that sufficient? Because that was certainly one of my biggest concerns was that traffic exiting the property.
I don't think we can have somebody assigned to there, but I'll tell you right now, if people are making the right-hand turn to go to Worcester, I'll tell you right now, Beth will be hearing about it from the residents of that street. And they will be the best police we could possibly have.
If you look at the end paragraph in total, there is that caveat there after 12 months.
Right.
We can revisit it and have a reconfiguration of the driveway done.
Mhm.
That would be more compatible with that. Also, another way to enforce that is that we could also require a bond to be held for a 12-month period.
Good idea.
That we do have a review process after it's done.
Mhm. That's a good idea.
Penny, what do you think about that?
That sounds fine. I would make it a lifetime bond, but I'm not Queen of Bethel. No, I just think there have been
point,
way
Penny.
too many different answers to the same question over several months.
Right.
So that just leads, so I'm just leading with concern.
Understood.
And for the first one about the deep reports that the owner had in previous operations, is that something that we get involved with?
I don't know, I don't know what you mean by previous. This report that I read was the one that went for this property.
Okay.
And it's available for all of us. It shows you exactly what has been involved. And then those reports are sent to Beth, and it shows you the volume of what they have taken in and what they have gotten rid of. And so it'll give Beth a very good idea, because like we won't know. We can tell us, well, there were only 7 trucks here, but by volume, Beth will be able to tell.
Okay.
I'm sorry, Kitty. I wouldn't guarantee that Beth will be able to tell.
Well, I mean,
I will know. The reports are filed quarterly with the State Department of Environmental Protection, and all it does basically is does the conversion of tonnage into the mulches yards into tons and things like that,
Right.
and it's a calculation, and it just lets us know that yes, the mulch business is the primary business, and the construction debris is the accessory.
Beth?
Yeah.
If there was a a state inspection from deep, whether it's planned or unplanned, and let's say there was a minor or medium issue, would you automatically be notified?
Thank you, Ken. You put the answer correctly. You put the question right.
I would say 80% of the time I am.
Okay.
It's not mandatory that the state notify us.
I mean, I think that's what we're looking for here. If
Right.
there's a issue that needs to be addressed, then,
Yeah,
you
they're
know,
cited.
yeah.
Especially that first year.
We can put that in the approval because the approval goes to deep. With this, I will say that we've had a very good relationship with the solid waste unit management in the past. You know, we do know people within the state that we talk to all the time about various instances here in town. They would notify us if there was a major issue. If there was a slight violation, I don't think that, what I'm saying is I don't think we would be notified.
Okay.
If there was an investigation going on, we've been notified in the past. I'm sorry, I'm thinking of all the instances
Yeah.
that
No, that's fine.
Right.
we've been involved in investigations that were not made public.
Mhm.
You know, we've been asked to investigate and keep an eye on certain things here in town.
But I just thought that with the business that's been there for a while, I thought we had a handle on what their volume was. So that with this reporting quarterly, if it went up significantly, we would know right away.
Well, we'll know because like I said, we are going to be CC'd on all quarterly reports. It's a quarterly reporting system, and we will receive a copy of those reports from the property owner.
Okay, good.
Ms. Rist, I believe Rob has his hand raised.
Yes, Rob.
Just to follow up on that, as if approved and going forward, if the applicant chooses to apply for an amendment to his deep permit, I would like to have some sort of language, if it's not already implicitly in the document, that the applicant is required to notify the town, either Beth or whatever, whatever agency, maybe Department of Health or whatever, of any application changes to their permit, to put the onus on them, because having dealt with state agencies, for many years, there are things that definitely fall through the cracks coming from that. And while we may have good relationships with individuals at the solid waste department now, that doesn't mean we're going to have any relationship, personal relationship with folks there in, say, 3 to 5 years. And also with the potential of having a 12-month bond. I was wondering if we might be able to say maybe a 15-month bond, because if we're going to review it after 12 months, would like to have some time, maybe 90 days, to be able to make a determination versus having some sort of pressure on us to release the bond back to the applicant.
I think, Rob, one of your comments just triggered a thought, and that is that even though it's not part of this permit, but it's part of the approval, I think it may be important to put something in there pertaining to any other type of solid waste or municipal waste. Will not be received, will not be allowed, is not permitted at this time, something like that. So I take into consideration what you're saying. If I'm not here or someone at Deep isn't there, it'll trigger when they go through the file, it'll trigger through the approval, and they'll see and say, hey, wait a minute, he can't even apply for this without approval from the town.
Yeah.
Is that,
Any significant change, we'd have to be notified.
do you think that would work, Rob, what I'm just explaining? That's what
Yeah,
we're,
I think it would. I think it would, but yeah, some sort of explicit language that really puts the onus onto them
Mhm.
to say, not only are you requesting this, you're also CCing the town department of, land use or the health department or somebody within the town, just so that we are kept up to date with what's going on there.
usually when anyone applies for any type of permit of this nature, they have to get a sign off. The way the state statutes read now, they do have to receive a sign off by the town.
Oh, good.
Sounds good.
Any other comments for Beth?
I have one comment.
Yes, Bob.
Beth, this approval, if we approve this,
Mhm.
it goes with the property, not with the owner, right?
Correct.
Yeah.
So we're approving, I'm just looking at how many times like AWD has changed hands in the past
Oh,
15
yeah.
years. And
A lot.
I would hope that this, whatever restrictions or whatever list of things we want done down there, follow the property and any new owner that would come into effect.
If, that's a good question, Bob. It's a special permit that you're granting. So therefore, if someone else wanted to, say AWD or somebody buys this particular piece of property, the special permit would have to be transferred to the new owner. And at that time, you could, I believe you could request that they come in for review with you.
Okay.
Oh, okay, that's a good idea.
Okay, anything else?
Thank
So
you.
Beth, do we want to move this to our next meeting so we can review this once again?
What I would do is, you're waiting for the final report from the Inland Wetlands Commission, and I believe they're taking it up the end of this month.
That's
Okay.
correct.
So you're meeting on the
So do this for
28th.
August?
What I will do is I will have a final draft of this resolution done for you. It'll be up on the drive. I'll let you know when it's done, so you'll have ample time to review it, so you can make your final decision on that night if you choose to.
Where are we time-wise on this?
We're in COVID world, so it's
Yeah.
an indefinite amount of time.
Good.
Perfect.
Well,
Thank you,
I didn't
Beth.
mean how long it was going to take you. I meant how long do
Oh,
we have to,
you've got a long time, Bob. I don't have the time period on it, but you've been dealing with this since January 1st of the beginning of this year. So I think that by having our discussion tonight, you're going to be 95% close to making a final decision on a draft.
If I can offer any clarification for Bob.
No,
Oh, okay.
we're good.
All right. Moving on.
Sounds-
Planning and Zoning Department report.
Okay, if you went back into the resolution drive, I have two things going on over at the industrial park. Both good, I believe, but I need to consult with you and see if you think it'll work. In the Google Drive, I don't know if you noticed, but under resolutions, there was property 3 Trowbridge Drive. Excuse me, that recently changed hands. The new owner, it's an older building. It needs some better parking and upgrades as far as landscaping and appearances and such. The building's a corner lot. Administratively, I'm doing a revision on their parking plan, making it look nicer, make it more compatible with the building. They're doing some facelifts and things of that nature. But the good news in regards to the building is they will be coming in the fall with another building on the site. I don't have the actual dimensions, but I'm very pleased to see that we will be having more space available in the park, and they do have tenants already that wish to move in there. The second part of this is at 6A FJ Clark Circle, which was JFM, I believe, JHM. Mr. Moody, if you recall, it's next to Bethel Power. He had started some site work there.
Yeah.
Excuse me 1 second. Anyways, he is in negotiations with a business in the park, Teed and Brown Lawn Care Service. They recently, I'm sorry, the other address was 25 FJ Clark Park.
Right.
Teed and Brown is at 3 Trowbridge Drive. And in the last year, they purchased a 23,000 square foot building to run their business out. They're inquiring about 6A Francis J. Clark Circle with the approved site plan. What they want to do, they're interested in purchasing the property, but they would like to hold off on putting the building up for another year or so. They would like to use a portion of the front portion of the site to store their overflow personal cars. They would gravel the front of it. I would make them do some landscaping there, plant some grass, grade it out a little bit. If you were to consider this temporary, I would recommend that it be limited to employees only. No, no leasing for other businesses. We don't want anybody parking their construction vehicles and things like that down there. That is not allowed in the park. Parking area, it should be clearly designated, things like that. But I just wanted to throw that out there to see if you would agree that we should, here we have a new property owner in the park. I think they paid over $1.5 million for that. They're already at the point where they need to expand. And they're looking at this piece for expansion. But for the time being, what they're looking to do is just have their employees park their vehicles there. And you're talking about a very limited amount of cars. I think at the most it was 10 or 15.
There would be more parking than storage.
Yes.
You're not storing equipment there or
No,
anything.
not at all. Not
Be
at
in
all.
and out every day.
Yes,
They'd be in and out each day.
right.
Okay. That doesn't
Sounds
sound bad.
reasonable.
It sounds reasonable, right?
I just wanted to ask you all about that first. I mean, I'll do it administratively. I can handle it that way, but I'll put a couple of conditions in there just to make sure it doesn't end up being a outside storage facility, which is not an allowed use over there.
No, so no, it sounds like a plan. Thank you.
Okay. And I believe that's it for the most part. Again, I would just tell you that we are very busy in the department. There's a lot of construction going on in town. A lot of older lots that haven't had activity, like for example, over on Bale Road next to Michael Groves.
Oh, yeah, they're jumping over there.
There was 6 lots left there and they've been sitting there for 5 to 6 years and all of a sudden they're all active. The last couple of building lots on Steiner's Galloping Hills over off of Rockwell Road. Those are all being developed right now.
Oh.
There is just a lot of activity going on. Bethel Crossings is starting to wrap up. So in regards to that, that about covers it. One other thing, I just want to hop back for a moment. Under work session, we should have put the 2 applications that we had.
Oh, yeah, Basso and, yeah.
If you choose to
In the church, yeah.
goes through,
Sure.
since there was no discussion and no
Yeah, there's nothing to discuss.
nothing to discuss, I would go back and take care of that, and then I'll get into bond releases.
Okay.
Do we have a motion to do that, please?
Okay, I'd like to make a motion to approve Basso Dog Groomer Special Permit, 10 Stony Hill Road. I'm sorry, I'm having a brain trauma here.
The Gathering
Well,
Christian
there aren't any
Church special
reports that are
permit.
needed for it, right? There's no reports that are needed for this drive. So just let them go forward. Anything else I'm missing here, ladies?
No, I apologize. You did also include the Gathering Christian Church, correct, at 6 Stony Hill?
No, you wanted them both at the same time?
No, do
heck no.
them individually, because I have
Okay.
some recommendations for the gathering.
Okay,
Yeah, so the dog groomer, yeah, right. And yeah, and I think that's about all we need to do for that.
okay. Is there a second?
Second.
Thanks, Ken.
Okay.
All in favor? Aye.
I
Opposed, abstention, motion carries. Okay, Kitty, moving on to the next one.
Okay, the Gathering Christian Church special permit, 6 Stony Hill Road, to approve the use of this facility for the church. And let's see, that they will have their, for now during COVID, they will have their services outside. I can't think of any, we don't have any reports from health or fire, or does the fire department have to be involved in any of this, Beth?
I would just suggest the condition be made that the fire marshal do an inspection prior to their occupation of the.
All right, because it already is sprinkled and.
Well, he's very good at going through these type of gathering areas and showing them how to keep their exits clear and spacing chairs and things of that nature.
Okay. Yeah, so ask Tony, ask Chief Gallagher to take a look at it.
Fire marshal.
The
Yep.
fire marshal.
Fire marshal approval.
Yes,
Okay.
okay. All right.
If I may have a second, please.
Second.
Thanks, Ken. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. As long as we're talking about what's going on in town, Beth, could I just ask, I understand that Dr. Mike's has been sold.
Really? Wow. Don't know.
I haven't heard of the closing.
Okay.
You mean the building or the business?
The business.
I believe, yes, the business is sold,
Okay.
Oh, not the building, okay.
but it's still there.
Yeah, exactly. Exactly. All right, moving on to bond releases, Toll Brothers, Bethel Crossing.
Toll Brothers, Bethel Crossings. There was a request for release of their drainage bond. I do have a memo here from July 7, 2020 from Robert Dibble saying that the work has been completed to the satisfaction of the town, and they would like to request their reduction from $94,436 to $54,853. That would be the new balance.
Okay,
Is
thank you.
that for which, Toll Brothers or Bethel Crossing?
That's Bethel Crossings Toll Brothers, the old gravel pit.
Oh, they're the same thing.
Yeah, they're the same thing.
Of
All
course.
right, if I may have a motion, please.
Okay, motion to do a bond release for Toll Brothers Bethel Crossing regarding Mr. Dibble's letter for the drainage from $94,436 to $54,853.
Thank you, Kitty. If I may have a second?
Second,
I'm sorry, I apologize. Who responded?
Linda.
Thank you, Linda. All those in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Abstentions? This motion passes. Next is Caroluzzi, Phase 1. Oh, we can't hear you, Beth. You're muted. You're muted, Beth.
Sorry. Bethel Food has a bond in the amount of $77,510. It is for landscaping and lighting and things of that nature. And the site has been substantially completed. And so my suggestion is I have a letter of substantial completion from Abigail from A2 Land Consulting LLC. I expect something shortly from Ben Dodo, the site engineer, and I would recommend the bond release in that amount.
I apologize, Beth. What was the dollar amount again?
It's $77,510.
Thank you.
Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to release the bond for Carluzzi's Phase 1 for landscaping, lighting, and so forth in the amount of $77,510.
Second.
Thank you, Bob. All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Abstention? Motion carries. Moving on now to public input.
Where's BJ?
I see BJ's here.
I haven't seen her.
She's muted.
I don't see her.
Isn't she?
She's
she's
here.
Betty's
I'm
iPad.
trying to. She's here. I'm trying to unmute her.
Okay, she's muted.
She's Betty's iPad.
That's her.
Hi,
There you go.
nothing. Just saying hello.
Oh,
Hi, BJ.
Hi.
Hey, BJ.
Hi, BJ.
BJ?
Yeah.
I just want you to know that, and I don't know if you looked at the resolutions, but I'm so stuck on what you were talking about, committee putting together for implementation of the POCD.
Mhm.
Right.
Go back when you get a chance and look at 80 South Street, the approval.
Okay.
I quoted the implementation from the POCD in there,
Yes, you did.
that we're implementing blah, 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 section, da, 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 the POCD, and I did it because of you.
Okay.
No, seriously, it's stuck with me. You're absolutely right. So when we do implement portions of the POCD, I think it's important to include that in approvals. So I thank you. That's what I wanted to tell you.
Okay. Thank you.
Is there anyone else from the public that would like to comment? All right, hearing none. I'll request a motion to adjourn.
Before you do, Pat,
Yes.
I just want to remind everyone that there is the site walk.
Sunday.
As far as I know, is still going on this Sunday morning at 10 o'clock, starting over at 9 Good Hill Road, and from there going over to Shelley Road.
Okay, perfect. All right, if I may have a motion to adjourn, please.
So moved.
Thank you, Penny.
Second.
Second.
Thanks, Bob. All in favor? Aye.
Aye.
Opposed?
Aye.
Abstention? Motion carries. We are adjourned.
Good
Thank
night,
you all.
everybody. Stay safe.